Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gummy, and today we are back for another statue tutorial. Today we are doing Cadet from FNAF 6. So once again, this is not one of your kind of traditional animatronics. This is indeed the little vending machine robot that appears in the game. So this statue was brought to you as normal by RedXPhones and _Deadpool_. So if you want to go show them some love and support, please do not hesitate to do so. I'll leave all their information down in the description, as well as a link to RedXPhones' DeviantArt, where he posts a bunch of different statues and a bunch of different projects he's working on before I feature them, or even if I don't feature them. So again, go show that some love, and I'll leave that in the description. So anyways, let's get straight into building. So the blocks you're going to need are as following. You'll need grey concrete, cyan terracotta, stone, diorite, red concrete, purple concrete, magenta concrete, pink concrete, blue concrete, lime concrete, yellow concrete, and orange concrete. So again, I'm going to give you guys a second to grab them blocks into your inventory, and then we'll get straight into building. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that the majority of the blocks you're going to need are your greys and your cyans. These little coloured blocks here, you're only going to need like a handful of each, because that's just the stripes that appear on the character. But anyways, enough talking, let's get into building. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by building the side of the little wheel at the bottom, and the reason we're doing this is because this is going to be the template, and we're going to join everything together by doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by finding a nice empty space. Using our grey concrete, we're going to place one grey concrete. To the left of this, we're going to place a second grey concrete. Now, going towards the right, we're going to leave a 8 block gap. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on the 9th and 10th block, place 2 more grey concrete. Now, behind each grey concrete, we're going to extend it back 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we do this on all the 4 rows. So 2 on each side. And again, once you've done it, you'll have a 6 by 2 rectangle with an 8 block gap in between the other 6 by 2 rectangle. So far, looks like this. What we're now going to do is start building it upwards. So the way we do this is we're going to build at the front side up diagonal, and we do this again on both layers, and on the rear side we're also going to build up diagonal. So we go diagonal, so up and forwards, punch out the block behind, and it gives you a shape that looks like this. Now on top of this we're going to build up 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we now have a 6 by 2 rectangle at the front side, and we'll also repeat the exact same process on the rear side. So what we're then going to do to link it all together is we're going to go up diagonal again on either side and join the middle, and that will give you another final 6 by 2 rectangle, and it gives you a shape that looks like this. So essentially that's an 8 by 8 square with a block missing out of each corner, or in total it's a circle with each side being 6 by 6. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to fill in the middle part, and it's important we fill in the middle part because the outside is going to be visible. The middle part, some will be visible, some won't be, so it's just easier to get it all filled in. So again, double it up, and what we're then going to do is go over to the other side and repeat the exact same process. I'm going to go through it pretty quickly, of course, but again, if you want to pause, this is what it looks like so far. There's then an 8 block gap, and we repeat it on the exact same on the right side. So again, it's just a tedious task of building up 6 on either side. So that's a 6 by 2 rectangle, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you join together on the top to make your circle, and then once you've got your circle, go ahead and fill the middle in once again using grey concrete. So that is essentially step number 1. What we're going to do is we're going to add a little 3D effect onto the side of each one, so on the left side and the right side, and once we've done that we're going to start linking everything together and actually forming it into the body. So again, as you can see, almost done filling it in. There we go. So that is your 2 circles. So as I said, we're now going to go around to the left side, and we're going to add a little 3D effect. This 3D effect is going to be using red concrete. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the bottom corner. We're going to count 1, 2, 3. We're then going to go up 1, 2. And on this block here, we're going to place a red concrete. Now to the right of this, we're going to place a second one. So there should be a 3 block gap to the left, 3 block gap to the right. And what we're going to do is build up 3 layers on top of it. So it's now a 4 by 2, as you can see, perfectly centered in the middle, 2 block gap at the top, 2 at the bottom, 3 on the left, 3 on the right. Now in the two middle blocks, this being the second and third, we're going to build one to the left and one to right, and it gives you a shape that looks like this. Once again, that's perfectly centered in the middle, and that is the little 3D effect we're adding. We're going to go around to the other side, the right side, and repeat the exact same. So once again, that's a 4x2 rectangle, and then on the second and third block we go one to left, one to right, and that is your red little inner circle. So that is, of course, the side of the wheels complete. Now with the side of the wheels complete, what we're going to do is start linking them in the middle and actually turning it into Candy Cadet. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to grab our cyan terracotta, we're going to come to the left side, on the first layer, go up one to second layer, second block in, and we're going to place a cyan terracotta and build across 7, and it should link up, as you can see, to the exact same position on the right side. What we're then going to do is do this all the way, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, backwards, so all the way until the second to last layer on this one, and we fill this layer in solid using cyan terracotta. Now this is essentially the base of the link. The link is going to be 6 blocks tall in total, so this is layer number 1. Now, we're not going to build it solid because most of it won't be visible, so starting at the front side, this is where you determine which side you want to be the front. We're going to place on top of this cyan terracotta 6 stone, then we're going to need to grab ourselves our concrete, so we're going to place 2 orange concrete, so that's layer number 2, that is 6 stone and 2 orange concrete. The next layer, the third layer, is going to be 6 diorite and 2 blue concrete. So once again, this is a bit of a game of switching between all the different colours. The fourth layer is as following. We're going to place 1 stone, 1 cyan terracotta, 2 stone, 1 cyan terracotta, if I can actually place cyan terracotta, 1 stone, and then we're going to grab ourselves our lime concrete. So that is our fourth layer, and we're using lime concrete. For the fifth layer, the second to last layer, we're going to place 6 stone. We're then going to place 2 magenta concrete. And then for the final layer, we're going to place 8 cyan terracotta. So a solid layer of cyan terracotta, and it ends up looking something like this. Now, if you've done it correctly, you'll notice that it matches up with the bottom of here, and the top of here doesn't affect this part, doesn't affect this part. So if you've got that, perfect. If not, go back in the video, see where things haven't gone quite to plan. Now, in terms of the rear side, it's a tad easier. So we head around to the rear side, and essentially it's just 6 layers of 8 cyan terracotta. So we've got the original layer, and we're just going to build another 5 layers on top of it. And once we've done that, we're going to match them up together. Now, one thing to point out is we are going to have a nice big empty space in here. So that could actually make a really awesome house if you really wanted to. But again, if you don't, that's awesome. We're just going to link it all together, and that is the base, or the wheels, I guess you could say, of the statue complete. So right now, it looks like this. I'm going to do a little spin around before we move on to the upper body / chest region. I appreciate it's a bit more difficult for me to explain, so it might be a bit more difficult for you to understand it and interpret it, so feel free to just pause at any point. Bear in mind this section here is 8 long and 6 blocks tall. And yeah, with that dimensions in mind, you should be able to build it. Once again, I apologise, I can't really give you set in stone dimensions because it isn't really rectangular like most of the other statues I do are. So anyways, that's the first section complete. That's the wheels done. We're now going to move on to the upper body. So for the upper body, what we're going to do is we're going to find the center blocks. Now I'm going to guess and say that is, and the way we're going to establish this is we're going to count into the third layer and to the fourth block. On the 4th and 5th block on the 3rd layer, and the 4th and 5th block on the 4th layer, that's the middle. And the way you know it's the middle is there's a 3 block gap either side, and a 2 block gap either side from the front and back. Now in this, we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, so we now have a 4x2x2 cuboid. I don't know why that slipped my mind. And what we're going to do is we're going to place a ring around it on the 1st layer and the 3rd layer. So when I say a ring, we just place 2 blocks either side, like so 4 sides in total, and we do this on the 3rd layer as well, and it gives us this kind of like pipework endoskeleton look, and it's really, really nice. So that's what's going to link the body to the wheels. For the actual body itself, on top of this, we're going to place a 2x2 of cyan terracotta. We're then going to extend it 1, 2, 3 forwards, 1, 2, 3 forwards. we're then going to go to the left side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rear side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you probably guessed it on the right side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you end up having something that looks like this from above. It's a cross shape. The way we're going to fix this, or the way we're going to actually turn it into a circular shape, is on each side we're going to extend one to left and one to right. Once again, that's one to left and one to right. And we do this on every single side, and it will end up, as you can see in a second, looking like this. Now what you could do here is you could place a block in the corner. What I am going to do in this situation is focus on the sides. So I'm going to extend it in and out, like so. So a second block on each one. And you can see that it ends up matching in the corners, like so. It meets up, and there's a 1 block gap in each corner. And that's perfect. That's what we're looking for. So fill in the gaps here. So the 2x2s in each corner, fill that all in. And what you've got yourselves now is a lovely circle. And that's going to be the base layer of the body. So again, from below, it's a 3 block extension either side, and then a 2 block extension off of that to link up and give us the corners. Now the one thing we are going to do is on the front side, we're going to come to the 3rd and 4th block, and we're going to place 2 cyan terracotta directly below, and we're then going to punch out these 2, and that will make sense in a second once we start building the body. Make sure, one thing I will say, is that you actually do it on the front side, because you mess that up. You want it on the front side, the side with all the colour, because otherwise your body's going to be backwards, and your legs or your wheels are going to be facing the opposite direction, so not ideal. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off on the front side. We're going to go side to side to side, of course. So starting off on the front side, we've got this first layer here, which is 2 cyan terracotta, a 2 block gap, and 2 cyan terracotta. On top of this, we're going to grab ourselves our blue concrete. So on top of it, we're going to place 2 blue concrete, 2 magenta concrete, leave this 2 block gap empty. We're then going to place 2 pink, and then 2 more magenta. Now what you can do is change it to purple if you want to, just to mix it up, or just keep it as magenta and follow the tutorial. Behind each of the magenta and the pink, we're going to place 2 cyan terracotta, and diagonal in from that, we're going to place a 2x2 of, you can either use black concrete, which I didn't actually grab, or you can use grey concrete, but I'm going to grab black concrete, so add that to your list. We're going to place a 2x2 of black concrete diagonal inwards, as you can see, so you can still see the cyan. If you build it here, you won't be able to see the cyan. So we're essentially setting it back 2 blocks into the body. Now, on top of this layer here, we're going to place a layer of 6 cyan terracotta. As you can see, that kind of caps it off. What we're then going to do is behind this, we're going to place 2, and this completely fills in the hole, and this whole indentation section here is now complete. In terms of this area here, that's also the front side of the body complete, so if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so, and we're now going to head around to the left side. So, heading round to the left side, of course, we've got our first layer here, which is 6 cyan terracotta. The second layer is as following. We're going to place red concrete, and bear in mind to just place 2 layers, because we have to place 2 layers in total, so might as well just place 2 at the start. Yellow concrete, magenta. We're then going to need our orange, purple, and then lime. Once you've done that, on top of it, we're going to place a layer of 6 cyan terracotta, and that is the left side of the body complete. Once again, that is a 6x4, and if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Heading around to the right side, same logic applies. First layer is 6 cyan terracotta. Working from left to right, we've got orange concrete. Once again, it's 2 layers. Red concrete, blue, lime, purple, and then finally orange. So that is the right side. On top of it, just like before, cap it off with a layer of 6 cyan terracotta. Once again, that's a 6x4, and that is the right side of the body. So again, backing up, just so you can see, this is what it looks like so far. Again, if you don't have something looking like this, go back in the video, see where things haven't gone quite to plan. And if you're still struggling, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try and help you as much as possible. So in terms of the final side, which is of course the rear side, first layer is 6 cyan terracotta, of course. Second layer and third layer is going to be yellow concrete, lime concrete, 2 cyan, 1 purple, and pink. So we grab the pink, there we go. Just like before, cap it off with 6 cyan terracotta, and that's the rear side, that's the 6x4. And we're now going to fill in the top as well, using cyan terracotta. So fill in the whole top layer using cyan, and that is essentially the body region complete. And we're now ready to move on to the arms, and then ultimately the head. So a little spin around before we move on. So we got the front side, we have got the left side, the rear side, and then slowly but surely coming round to the right side. So again, hopefully yours looks like this. The next step we're going to do is on top of this area here, we're going to place a circle of grey concrete. The way we're going to do this, similar to the way we've done it before, is find the middle. So again, that's just a guess, but you can count in 3 from either side, like so. This is the middle. What we're then going to do is extend 2 to left, 2 forwards, 2 to right, and 2 backwards. And it gives you a shape that looks like this. Go ahead and place a block extension on each one, and it will give you that shape. Fill in the empty blocks, and you now have your circle of grey concrete. So as you can see, it's quite a big one, doesn't leave much of the original cyan left. In the middle area, we're going to place again a 2x2, and we're going to bring it up a layer. So we now have a 2x2x2 cube of grey concrete, and that's essentially the neck. From here on up is going to be the head, but we're not going to worry about that for now. What we're going to worry about now is the arms. So for the arms, we're going to start off on the left one. Coming over to the left side, next to this grey concrete here, we come to the second third block, and we're going to place 2 cyan terracotta. Extend to left and down, and it now gives you this kind of joint shape, as you can see here, a right-angled shape clutching to the side of the body and also the top. From there, what we're going to do is on top of the cyan terracotta here, we're going to place grey concrete, and to the side of this one, we're also going to place grey concrete. From the top one, we're going to expand 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. On the lower one, we're going to expand 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So as you can see here, top one is set 1 to right compared to the bottom one. From the bottom one, we're then going to place a 2x2 underneath for 4 layers. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you can see, it ends up giving you a shape that looks like this. The next step we're going to do is underneath that, place a 2x2 of red concrete. Either side of it, we're going to place 2 cyan terracotta. Bring the cyan terracotta down a layer, and then finally bring it down a second layer using grey concrete. Once you've done that, that is the left arm complete. Again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. And I'll give you a few different angles. Just for perspective again, this is 4 blocks tall, this section, and each of these is 4 blocks wide. The arm itself is 2 blocks thick, and from a side angle, looks like this. So anyways, we're now going to replicate this on the right side. So heading to the right side, we're going to come to the second block next to this grey concrete, place a cyan, third block, also a cyan. Go to the right one, down one, and we've got this corner angled shape, as you can see here. On the upper one, we're going to place 2 grey concrete, same on the lower half, and extend both 3 to the right. So again, they're 4 blocks by 2 in total. Underneath this, we're going to place a 2x2 on the right side, and we're going to do 4 layers. So that's 1, 2, 3, if I can place the blocks, and 4. And we're going to cap it off, just like we did last time, with a 2x2 of red concrete. Next to the red concrete, we're going to place cyan terracotta either side, so 2 either side. Bring it down 1 layer, and then cap it off with another layer of grey concrete, and that is your right arm. So once you've done that, it ends up looking something like this. You can now see it's starting to take shape, starting to look a bit like Candy Cadet. So yeah, that's the body and the arms complete. Once again, I'll do a little kind of zoom around, and then we'll move on to the head. One thing I will say, apologies if I sound kind of like quiet or a bit not so energetic. It's just because it's super late at night and I don't want to disturb everyone around me. So keeping it down a bit. But if you're new to the channel, I don't sound so dead inside every other video, just as a heads up. At least I don't think I do. So what we're going to do now is, as I mentioned before, I've mentioned it quite a few times now, we're going to do the head. So for the head, we come to this little 2x2x2 cube we did earlier. We're going to place another layer. This time it's going to be using cyan terracotta. We're then going to extend it each direction using 3 blocks of cyan. So 1, 2, 3. Coming around to the left side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rear side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And finally, right side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So similar to what we've done before, we're going to extend each edge outwards 2 blocks. So as you can see here, just left and right 2 blocks, either one. And that will give us once again the circular shape, as you can see here. Go ahead and fill in the empty gaps using your cyan terracotta, and that's going to give us a nice big circle, which is of course going to be the base of the head. So we've got front side, left side, right side, rear side. What we're also going to do, just so we can make it a bit different, is we're going to cut a block off of each corner. So right now, as you can see, it's a 2-block diagonal. If you punch out the corners, it's now a 3-block diagonal. So there we go. This is going to be the actual shape we're using. So 4 blocks, corner, 4 blocks, corner, 4 blocks, corner, 4 blocks, corner. So anyways, starting off on the front side, each layer is 3 blocks tall. So the first layer is 4 cyan terracotta. We're then going to place 1 purple, 1 lime, 1 orange, and 1 blue. And on top of that, we're going to place a layer of 4 cyan. So again, that's our 3 layers, and this is the front side. To the left of this, we're going to place, on top of the existing cyan, 1 magenta, 1 cyan, and to the right of it also 1 magenta, 1 cyan. So that is the front side complete. In terms of the left side, we've got the first layer, which is 4 cyan terracotta. The second layer from left to right is going to be 3 grey concrete, 1 lime concrete, and the third layer is going to be 4 cyan terracotta. The block to the left of it, we're going to place simply 2 cyan terracotta. And the same applies for the rear side, where it's just 3 layers of cyan. This corner angle here is going to be, once again, just plain cyan. And that brings us round to the right side, where we're going to place 1 purple, 3 grey, and the third layer is going to be 4 cyan. So that is the basics of the head. As you can see right now, it looks like this, doing a little spin around, just so you can get a perspective. This is the front side, of course. And the next thing we're going to do is add an additional layer onto this. So essentially, this empty area here, what we're going to do is, you can just choose a random block. I'll use stone, because why not? Place a layer around the inside of the cyan terracotta, like so. What you're then going to do is, on top of that layer, place a layer of cyan terracotta. So it just saves you having to actually work out where the circle goes. That gives you your outline, as you can see, that's perfect. And go ahead and fill in the middle area using cyan. Once you've done that, that is the base of the head complete, or at least the basic part of the head, as you can see. What we're going to do is add the final touches, which are the kind of little antenna things coming out the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and find the middle again. So, as you can see, it's not really doable in this case, because it is 4 wide. So we're going to come to the second layer from the side, second block, place 1 yellow, leave a 2-block gap, 1 yellow. So from the front side, there's a 2-block gap, from the rear side there's a 3-block gap. On each yellow, we're going to build up 1. On the left side, we go up diagonal to left. On the right side, we go up diagonal to right. We're then going to go up 1, again, on either side. And the final touch, we're going to grab ourselves our red concrete, and we're going to go up diagonal to left on the left, up diagonal to right on the right. And once you've done that, that is it. That is the statue complete. That is your very own Candy Cadet, of course, from FNAF 6 Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. So, if it actually loads, and will let me, there we go. I'll get rid of my arm, and you can now see what it looks like. So again, hopefully yours looks like this, once again. If it doesn't, go back in the video, see where things haven't gone to plan, try and work it out. I do appreciate, again, this video is harder, because it's not standard dimensions. So if you do need any more additional help, please do not hesitate to let me know, and I'll try and help you as much as possible. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, a like would be very much appreciated. Let me know down in the comment section below what you want to see on the channel, what you liked about the video, what you didn't, and if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. Now, the biggest one, of course, if you're in the loop with YouTube at all, is the notifications. Chances are, if you don't have notifications on, you're never actually going to see any of my videos. So if that's what you want, cool, great. If you actually want to see my videos, be sure to hit the notification bell. And if you actually want to be super sure you'll ever see them, follow me on Twitter at GummyBearGames, because notifications are a bit weird at the moment. Apart from that, not going to waste any more of your time. Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time, my name has been Gummy, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light